Hello guys, it's me, Swordclaw101, and yeah, it's been a while. It's been quite a few months or weeks or however long it's been. As you can probably tell, I'm not doing black and white. Do you know why? It's not a very complicated reason. The reason why is I don't like 5th gen. That was my first time ever playing 5th gen, like, on my own, and I was just not a big fan of it. This, however, Soul Silver was, like, 4th gen was, like, the first game I ever, not the first Pokemon game, the first video game I ever touched. So, you know what? It's time to go. So sorry if, if you really wanted black and white to continue, maybe I'll do it later, but not now. Right now, I'm in the mood for something that cheers me up, and this certainly does the job. Keep in mind, this is like my 5th time restarting and completing the game, so, you know what? Let's go. Oh yeah, by the way, I did get a mic. It doesn't have a pop filter on it yet, but it is still a mic, so it's better than me screaming at my camera. So yeah, on the bottom screen there are 3 buttons. It says control info, adventure info, no info needed. I mean, this isn't, like I've just mentioned, this obviously isn't my first time playing the game. So I'm going to click on no information needed. If you need to know how to control or how to play the game, go ahead and do so. And click the button. ... What? A guess at this hour? At this hour of the day? To be fair, it is pretty late. Sorry to keep you waiting. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. Or Pokemon. I don't care. Apparently it's pronounced Pokemon. But I live in a place where, you know... And I've watched videos and, you know, I've gotten used... Long story short, I've gotten used to pronouncing it Pokemon. So I'm gonna do that now. Alright. Pokeball. Oh look, it's a Meryl. How cute. Pokemon, we humans live alongside Pokemon as friends. At times we play together, and at other times we work together. I even remember like Professor Oak's like speech nearly word for word. It's like battle and develop closer bonds with them. But that's enough about me. Why don't you tell me some stuff about you? Like, you'd think that by looking at you, he'd know whether or not you're a boy or a girl, but Nintendo doesn't work that way, so we're gonna, you know, just tell him very kindly, I am a girl. And then he'll be like, are you sure you're a girl? You look like a guy to me. Yes, I'm a girl. Please tell me your name. See, that's reasonable. Like, when you meet someone, you don't always know their name, and I'm not even gonna tell him my real name. So, like, screw you, Professor. Is my stylus showing up? It's not. Okay, good. Alright. My name is Sword. I mean, ish? I don't know. I actually prefer Sword to my real name sometimes. My full name is kind of a mouthful and it's like, ugh. Fun experience, difficult experiences. There's so much waiting for you. Dreams, adventure, let's go to the world of Pokemon. I'll see you later. And then you'll magically shrink and become a pixelated version of yourself. Like, okay. Like every Pokemon game, you start, actually third gen, second gen? I think it was third gen. You don't start in your room, you start in a moving truck. Okay. And like every Pokemon game, your mother comes to meet you. Hi, you're finally awake. Your friend Ethan was just here. See, I just really want to know, how old is Ethan? He was playing hide and seek with his Meryl. Like, okay. Professor, and I'm gonna have a lot of memories to recount about this game because, you know, when things are your first game, it's not like, you know exactly what to do. This was the whole reason. Pokemon was the whole reason I started watching YouTube. Because I was that 8-year-old who actually needed help with the game. It's embarrassing, but it's the truth. So, yeah. I've done some pretty embarrassing things with this game. Anyway, on the bottom screen you'll have 4 options. Bag, trainer card, save, and options. What you want to do now, in your best interest, is go to options, On the bottom, there are quite a few, options you have to choose from. First one's text speed. Change that from mid to fast. You will not regret it. Battle scene, battle style, sound, button mode. Who cares about those? You can change your frame if you'd like. I mean, these are pretty boring, to be fair. I like this one. Sure. This volume is really loud for me, and damn, I walk slow. Once you walk outside... Damn, Meryl, why'd you have to crash into me? Hello, Ethan. And then the Meryl will start spinning around in circles, and I guess he found his Meryl? I don't know. Anyway, you can go into some of these houses. This is whose house again? Ethan's house? Yeah. Couldn't come in here. By the way, my first time playing through this, I was actually wandering around completely lost. Going like, where's Professor El... I was just like walking around going, where's Professor Elm's lab? Keep in mind, I was 8 years old. I still probably should have, understood something. But basically, as you walk around talking to people, you're eventually gonna go like, oh, well, I guess I have to go to the lab. So, yeah. Walk slowly. Hey, what are you doing over there? Excuse me? What are you doing? ... So this is the famous Elm Pokemon Lab. What are you staring at? Fudge off. It's like, okay, no need to be so rude. Anyway, this is Elm's laboratory, by the way. Once you get over here, it will auto walk you up to him. So the professor's gonna be like, yo, what's up? You know anything about my research? Not really, actually. Pokemon are carried in Pokeballs these days. Okay. People used to walk with Pokemon, just like Ethan does. They're great because you can carry a lot of Pokemon. Actually, only one Pokemon fits in a Pokeball, for the record. Blah, 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 blah. She's like, oh, so, just because you're my neighbor. Here, have a Pokemon. But before you can actually choose, that was not your cell phone, that was Professor Elm's PC. You get that sound effect for an email? Excuse me, Nintendo, what did you do? Okay, so, Elm has an acquaintance called Mr. Pokemon, how original, and, he's just like, oh, it's probably another Pokemon egg, but you're gonna have to go get it. And then you can go and finally, pick up the damn Pokemon. Alright, as always, you have 3 choices. Chikorita, the grass-type Pokemon. Generally the most difficult Pokemon to go with, in terms of typing. But it's a pretty good Pokemon. I mean, Meganium's, nothing to sweat about. Then you have Cyndaquil, Fire-type Pokemon. I think, based on typing, it is probably the easiest Pokemon to go with. Because, Cyndaquil, out of all, 16 gyms, or the 8 gyms that aren't the after game, basically there is nothing it's weak to. So, I mean, it's pretty good. Then you have Totodile, water-type Pokemon. See, you're gonna have some difficulties with it, but in terms of Pokemon, it is probably the strongest one. So it's really your choice. Because of childhood memories, this is my favorite starter, I'm going with it. Let's go. Give a nickname? Yeah, I always give nicknames, why not? Except this time it's gonna be short and simple. It's 1 letter long. V for victory, guys. How do you like walking with your Pokemon? It's not bad, is it? Heal with this machine. Essentially, just walk into a Pokemon Center and talk to my language? Talk to Nurse Joy. If there's something that changed between me and 3 months and 2 months ago me, in terms of commentary, it's the fact that I guess it's become easier. I'm not that nervous. But something that hasn't changed is that I still stutter 1,000,000 times per sentence. So yeah, that guy will give you 5 potions. He'll come out here, and Ethan will be sitting there waiting for you. He'll be like, "Oh, you got a Pokemon. That's a cute Pokemon." Imagine if the Pokemon was like the starter was like Trubbish or something, and you'd be like, "Oh, that's a cute Pokemon." Like, okay, Ethan. And Meryl will sit there and stare at you for a couple more seconds. Then you gotta go home and tell your mother, "Oh my goodness, Mom, I'm going on a journey. Goodbye forever. I'm never gonna come see you again." I'm sorry, that was... Anyway, she just basically says the exact same thing Ethan says. And then she'll be like, "You know, it must be important. Don't let us down. Have a Pokegear. It'll make things easier." Yep. Pokemon Gear, Pokegear. Yep, phone calls, click yes, she'll tell you how to do it anyway. Blah 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 blah. By the way, if my voice sounds different, I'm not gonna say anything about it. Or yes, I'm gonna say something about it. Apparently, for some reason, I have a lot... Like, my voice varies throughout the day. And hello, Professor Elm. Elm's gonna register you on his your Pokegear. But I have like my normal voice, which is, I don't know if it's the one I'm using now, but it's pretty damn close if it is, or if it isn't. Then when I'm really upset, somehow my voice goes straight Australian, even though I have no connection to Australia whatsoever. Okay. I'm not gonna cut this wild Pokemon battle out because it's, you know, the first one and all that jazz, but you know what? Sure. And then I have, like, you know, the voice you use on teachers to make them like you. And Favorite, are you kidding me? That's not, no, why? 95% chance, why? Okay. And then you have the voice where, you know, and then you have, like, the voice when you know, get super excited, which I don't actually have a really excited voice. My voice is like, I don't think my voice has ever come that, like, off monotone. Like, even this voice, it's like, compared to what it could be, this is so just flat. People, you know, usually when you see your favorite idol, you see, I don't know, you see a particularly, like, good episode of anime or something. Some people scream. I just sit there and go, "Oh, wow, cool, okay." I don't actually have my finger above the record button. I should probably do that. No, I won't, because I'm syncing this up with a microphone, so I'm just gonna cut it out later, like, whatever. What you want to do here, the left is the way to progress forward, but over here there's an item, so you may as well get it. Come over here, it's a potion if I remember correctly, yep. Moving on. I believe on this route you can find, this is off the top of my head by the way, you can find, wow, my RNG's amazing. Alright, so on this route you can find, in the daytime you can find Sentret, you can find Rattata, you can find Pidgey. In the nighttime is more common, you can find a Hoot. I think that's it. If I've left something out, I'll add it later. If you go up there, you can catch, I believe, is it Spearow? I'm not sure if you can catch Geodude as well, but I don't know. Something along the lines, basically. They all range from levels 2 to 4. And yeah, that's basically it. Up there is an apricorn tree, but you can't do anything with it just yet. There is nothing down there, trust me, I've checked. And yeah. Cherry Grove City. Now the moment you step in here, this dude is just gonna step up to you and go, "You're a rookie, aren't you? I can tell." It's like, bruh. Quiet, don't rub it in. He'll be like, "Alright, I can teach you a couple things." Alright. And then he'll take off towards the Poke Center at, like, light speed. And it's just like, really? And he's like, "Oh yeah, rub it in some more. I don't have running shoes. Sick." So yeah, it'll just auto-walk you everywhere. All you have to do is spam A. That's the Pokemon Center. They heal your Pokemon for free. Essentially, step into a town, go into your Poke Center, and then move on. Pokemart. They sell stuff to you. Simple. That is the way to progress. Route 30, apparently. That is the way to Mr. Pokemon's house. Step over here. This isn't very important. It's just the ocean, like, whatever. There's nothing over here except for a couple items once you get Surf. And then he's gonna lead you to his house. Like, why? Here, it's my house. And it's like, Pokemon, like, look, why did you put this sentence in? Like, this sentence. Why? Why? just completely ignore that, please. And you'll be like, don't worry, they're brand new. Alright, so basically on the bottom screen, I'm sorry if my voice kind of faded out there, but on the bottom screen, there is a running shoes icon that you can press. Once you press it, it will allow you to sprint. However, I prefer the old school way of holding on the B button, so now you can go much faster. It's amazing. When you go into your Poke Center, heal and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to edit this. But right now I'll show it, because again, first time. Basically, usually what you have to do is you enter the Poke Center, run in a straight line, click A and spam. However, after the point of you saying yes, I would recommend you start spamming B instead, because when you spam B, you can continue a conversation, but you cannot start one, so you won't accidentally click on her and go, oh, and then the whole thing will begin again. Up here is your wireless connections, which you can't do until you get your first badge, so don't worry about that just yet. Down there is some Pal Pad things, I don't know. Come out. Now over here is your Pokemart. Basically right now, later they'll sell a bunch of useful stuff, but right now all they have Potion, Antidote, Paralyze Heal. Right now I'd actually recommend you get a couple antidotes, they're cheap, but may as well buy 2, and I accidentally bought 11, like great. Buy 2. There you go. Paralyze Heals, you're probably not going to need any, just buy 1. Potions, you should have 6 by now, so you should be fine. And yeah. Come out. And there's basically nothing left to do in this town. So, may as well continue. But then, somehow, without running shoes, the guide gent is just gonna come running up and go, here, have the town map. So basically, before you used to have like a key item called town map, that isn't a thing anymore. Basically, all you have to do is go on your Pokegear and select the map icon. Yeah, so that's basically introductory how like you can upgrade your Pokegear and stuff. May as well continue on. On this route, you can also find, in addition to what you could find before, you can find Ladybuzz in Soul Silver in the daytime, Spinarak in Heart Gold during the night. You can also find Weedles, Kakunas, and I think that's it. So yeah, let's hope my RNG holds up. Of course not. Okay, moving on. Really? Okay, I'm actually gonna go and avoid. I should probably be fighting these wild Pokemon, but I can't be bothered. Over here is a potion. I'll grind levels if I need to later. Actually, I should probably start fighting now. Yeah, I'll do that. Come in this house. You don't have an option. If you don't go in this house, he'll come out. The guy in here will come out and find you. Yeah, so basically you'll be like, do you have apricorns? Blah, 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 blah. Long story short, he'll give you an apricorn box. Basically, all those apricorn trees, now if you go up to them, press A, you will get an apricorn. Later, when you get to Azalea Town, there's a guy called Kurt. You can give the apricorns to him. He'll make Pokeballs for you. So you may as well start collecting them. Yep. There we go. Oh, RNG plus. Wow, okay, thanks. Over here is an antidote. Wow, really? God, I'm such an idiot. I actually fought that Rattata. It did some damage, 6 hit points, which at this point is actually quite a lot. Now I have to come up here. Wow. Well, on the bright side, my Cyndaquil leveled up. On the not so bright side, it's also at 7 HP. Anyway, continuing on, my RNG is horrible. Yep, speaking of which. Well, that's what potions are for, right? This is an awful start. Wow. I don't think I've ever had that bad of luck. Like, my luck's been bad before, but I don't think it's been that bad. Okay, continuing on. Probably need to make sure my mic is still recording audio. If it wasn't, this would be awkward. Yep, it's still recording. Okay, cool. Now step into Mr. Pokemon's house. Because this is Mr. Pokemon's house. And yeah, you should see a familiar face here. This is Mr. Pokemon. He'll walk to his clearly empty glass shelf and come back holding an egg. So you'll get an egg. You don't know what it is yet. I mean, if this is your first time through, you don't. Yeah, so he's gonna quote Professor Oak, the other person in this, building. He's gonna heal up your Pokemon. Nice guy. And then Professor Oak's gonna, you know, come walk over and go, "Now with that, I'm Professor Oak. So your sword." And you'll be like, "Oh, this Cyndaquil is pretty friendly, isn't it?" Yep, that's what he says. Oh, never mind. "Oh, what's this? A rare Pokemon. You must be helping Professor Elm's research." Blah, 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 blah. And then he'll hand you a Pokedex. Yep. So he's gonna be like, apparently it's like a great honor to get a Pokedex, but apparently, like, basically it's like, really? You're just like using your fame to make me become your slave. Like, honestly? Seriously? And then you're free to leave. But before you even set foot outside of the house, Professor Elm's gonna call you. "Hello, Sword? It's a disaster. It's just terrible. Get back here now." So remember that redhead I talked to outside of his building? Yeah. Anyway, walk down here and well. Alright, moving on. Plus, wow, this is lame. Well, I'm level 8 now, on the bright side. From there on, though, you can take a small shortcut to avoid wild Pokemon. You can come down here as opposed to in the grass. And you'll end up back in Cherry Grove. Now, before you move on to Elm's Lab, I suggest you heal your Pokemon. That might be a bit of a spoiler, but yeah. I'm gonna actually end off part 1 here and pick up next time. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to hit the like button, share this with your friends, and subscribe to my channel if I guess you haven't already. I sound so like self-centered when I say that. I'm sorry. If you didn't like it, I guess just don't do that. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that'll be it for this video. Peace!